So many successful YouTubers will hate me for saying this, but I'm going to share with you the lessons that I have learned in the past month. I am a nursing student, and at the same time I create content on YouTube and on Instagram, and I've been doing so for about 8 years now. What I'm going to show you right now is basically the lessons that I've learned in the past month with all of the technology and the AI and all of the advancements that are happening right now in the field, which you can absolutely apply, just if you don't want to. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to divide it by 3 points. The first one is going to be general, and I'm going to get nicher and nicher as the video goes on. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to begin with is I've learned that data is everything. So you see all of the hype that is happening right now about AI and stuff. It's all about the data that AI can literally collect and uses, right? And in your case, you want to collect, analyze, then make the decisions that you want to actually put in life. So this actually goes through a lot of steps. In my personal life, I have tracked, it took me one spreadsheet, right? A little bit of work, probably took me like 2 days to finish, but it took me like just 2 hours, right, of actual work. And the main thing that I got from it is I tracked 18 different metrics for the past 30 months, right? I divided it by trimesters, and I was like, oh God, now I have a system that literally tracks my life, everything that I do, which is awesome because it shows you which are the habits that are giving you the highest ROI, the return on investment, that's one. 2, the habits that you need to delete from your life, that's 2. And number 3, literally, if you want to become the best version of yourself, what do you have to do? It's usually literally summarize between the habits that you do. Okay, great. So obviously I've talked about this before, but the reason why what makes this one special is because I've actually used AI to better my tracking. So what I did was I developed a few prompts and I told it to AI. I was like, hey, here's the data that I have that I've collected about myself. Tell me what you actually think, right? Based on all the prompts that I actually put in. And it was like, well, here's what I think, I think it's a good idea, this is bad, this is this is that. Then I was like, okay, what are the improvements that you want to do? He gave me the improvements. It was like a very long conversation. I did it on twice actually. And also I told him, like, because I had a scoring system, I said the scoring system is just made by me, I just made it up. Make a better scoring system and tell me why you did it and explain to me like the reasoning and why and how and everything. And he actually literally did that. That's literally what the AI did, because simply that's what I told him to do. Usha. Usha. Because literally that's what the AI is meant to do, is literally just respond to your prompts. So the hardest thing about AI is not finding the AI, okay? Because there's developers who do that. You usually, if you're a developer, sure, that's your work. If you're not, then you have to develop the prompts. Now they call it prompts engineering. It's actually a real thing that people actually work in, and they sell prompts for thousands of dollars. It's crazy. But what happens is you develop a prompt that is so powerful that it can make AI respond to whatever you want, the way you want it, at any time you basically want it, right? And the scary thing about it is that it analyzes the data for you, and it can gives you also the decisions, which is, I think it's very important, because for a lot of people, they might have a difficulty with choosing the decisions that they have to make based on the analysis or the data that they have. So whether that being your business, yourself, your staff, whatever that being is, right? Whatever you want to track for you to improve. So you give him the data, right? AI, and it will give you back the decisions. Obviously, I recommend you to always say why. So in every prompt, you add a little thing, especially when it comes to like this stuff, and you say, explain to me why you did that. And he usually explains to you in a very good way. And that's literally what it takes. It's just that simple. So the other thing about it is that you see a lot of prompts that are being developed literally online right now. And you can actually take them, just copy them, paste them in ChatGPT and just add your own stuff. And the best of them, just to know that it's good, right? It has the insert tab. Literally, it's like go to ChatGPT and tell him what are, I don't know, like give me recommendations for 10 things that I have learned in the past, insert X time, in this situation it's 1 month, and then you specify even more, which is related to this field, this field, this field, and based on my experiences, which is X, Y, and Z. It's literally that simple, but you have to be very specified, because a lot of people will be like, tell me 10 things that I have learned in the past month. He will not give you what you want. He will literally give you anything you want, but not the exact thing you want, which is actually very important. Look, a lot of people are finding difficulty with adapting to AI. It's fine. That's what it is. Your father had difficulty to adapt to computers. Okay? You just need to accept the fact that it's hard, because that's what it will be. You know? That's what it is. So, what you want to be... What you don't want to be is the people that will be, oh, it's so hard that I'm going to give up. Because they will lose the opportunity for them to actually be ahead of the line. This is just simple truths, simple facts, because the world is heading towards AI. If you don't know what's the power of AI, if you have no idea, you're like, okay, I heard a lot of people, Elon Musk, saying that AI will take over the world and there's robotics and everything, but I just really don't see anything practical that I've seen with my eyes that will be like, all right, AI is a big deal. Trust me, you haven't used AI enough, or you haven't used AI well enough. Because look, I use AI almost every day. I use AI all the time. I use AI in everything, right? So I use AI, it's my assistant. That's what I call him. I told him, I was like, hey, I just hired you as my first employee. He was like, oh, that's awesome. You know, he has like 2 jobs now. Awesome. But like the thing that I'm trying to explain to you, that's where we're heading, right? If you're hearing this, if you have the opportunity to actually watch this video, you have to comprehend that that's where we're heading. ChatGPT is better than a lot of people at their jobs. So don't be those people. Be the people that will be better than those people, which are the people that will use AI. You will not get replaced by AI. I repeat, you will not get replaced by AI. You will get replaced. You will get replaced by the people that uses AI. All the time, every time, any time of the week. That's what will happen. Like 20 years, 50 years from now, you will not see AI taking over the world. Just look, forget that. That's not even your problem to begin with. Like, you cannot solve that, right? So don't stress your mind too much about like how AI will take over the world. Just think about it as like, what's going to happen to humans with AI? They will use it, just like we used cars, just like we used electricity, just like we used light, just like we used anything really. We just use it to our advantage. These phones that we have, everyone has these phones. At first, everybody found them hard, which is the same thing that is happening now with AI. That's one. Number 2 is that the people that won is the people that actually knew how to use his phones, or the people that knew how to produce his phones. So it's one of the two. There's the third one, which is like the people that knew how to sell phones, but really like when it comes to big brands like Apple and Samsung, there's not a lot of this pretty big market that just don't like, let me clarify. There's a lot of people that are making a living of that, but we're not talking about like $1 billion company, right? Maybe you have like 1 or 2 that does that, which is like flipping phones. But the point that I'm making here is that there's just few stuff that actually people make money of the new stuff and new technology that is always coming. And that's why you see like Steve Jobs in his early interviews, there was a very important question when he was like, the actual job of a founder is literally to recruit people that has the latest of knowledge, that has a logic, that has a mind, a consciousness about the latest of technologies that is being produced. That was 20 years ago. Right? 20 years ago, we did not have AI. Steve Jobs wanted to have AI. He was like, at one of his conferences, he was like, I really want that I hope that in the coming years we'll get to the point where we create a machine that will respond just like we want. Like if I want, he said, Socrates to respond to me in a way, I'm gonna ask the questions and I'm gonna have Socrates responding to me. But Socrates has died. So how can he respond to you? It's AI. Steve Jobs just said it. I don't know if he knew. Probably he did. But you got it. You know? It's that. What Steve Jobs was envisioning 20 years ago. Right? And that's the thing. He's very powerful. He's richer than you. He's dead. But still. Like we're talking about entrepreneurial journey. Right? So these things that I'm talking about, like, if you really don't know what's the importance of AI right now, it's literally not knowing the importance of light when it was first created by Thomas Edison. That was it. That's it. People made millions and billions of dollars just by creating lamps every day till today, right? I have right now like 3 LEDs right now just on, right? At least, dude. At least 4, I'm gonna say. I know it's way more if I'm gonna like pixelize and go into details, but just generally, you know, it's insane. Everybody's using that. So, look, if you think that I am overreacting, I'm not. I'm actually underreacting right now. I should be furious about this subject because, look, you see YouTube when it was first created, like the reason why I'm very frustrated is because I didn't get into YouTube early on. The thing is, like, I have no control over that. Even in that period, I didn't know even what's YouTube. In 2005, I was 2 years old. I would not be able to make YouTube videos, right? And even the years later, I didn't have any access to that technology. Right? We didn't have computers, we didn't have that until like 2011. We had our first computer and it was not good. It was shit. That's what it is. You know? And it was not even mine. So I don't know, I'm gonna use something that is not mine, it's technology that I can mess up every day. So no, I don't want that. And like years after years, the first year that I have discovered what's YouTube, I started uploading. It's an opportunity. And I never stopped until then because it's something that is built in me. Because I simply was filming since I was 8, 9 years old. I didn't have any of the technologies. I had a Nokia. And it was filming myself. Like my mom, my sweet mom, my lovely mom that I love so much, got me to the theme park. And I just filmed myself. Unfortunately, I don't even have the footage, but I remember that. My mother remembers that. I was filming myself. There's one guy that was filming, that was standing next to me. He was sitting. I was filming him. And it was just, that was the euphoria that I had just because I'm filming. I'm filming my own thing. And it's not like my dad was a filmer or a photographer because like you see that all the time. It's not. And it's not like I'm coming from a rich family or something like that. We just have all of the latest technologies. It's not. Right? So when I tell you that AI is a big opportunity, I'm not overreacting. It is what it is. And the people that will get in early are the people that makes money. Just like with YouTube. You know, like you see KSI, you see Logan Paul, you see Casey Neistat, you see even Mr. Beast, you see everyone. They got in early. I'm not saying that the people that will get in now will not have the opportunity, but simply those people had way better of an opportunity because they got more by doing less because they're the first. There's not as much competitions, and it's hard to learn. So it's easier for now to make a great YouTube video or to learn how to make YouTube video, how to upload, how to record in a camera, how to edit than 10 years ago. You know? So it was a harder skill to learn. Guess what's the comparison? It's with AI. It's the same thing as YouTube was 10 years ago. And look, I don't want to get here into Bitcoin and stuff like that because that's not my field of knowledge. I can if you want to, but I wouldn't say it's gonna be wise of me to do so because I have no clue about Bitcoin. I know what it is. I know like sometimes where there's a big event that is happening right now, like right now it's up, it's 88,000 or something. I get that, like I know when it went down it's like okay, I know it's like 26,000. I know that, but I have no clue about like all the details. I've never invested, whatever. So what I want you here to keep in mind is like, okay, that's good. I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about stuff that I know. YouTube is the stuff that I know. Literally. Like I know people will be like, no, you're just overreacting. No, I'm not. If you want to make money, get into AI. Stop procrastinating. Like, look, I'm up to date with AI. I go out for like 1 week. I'm telling you, 1 week, I'm up to date. 1 week, I'm working on this project, I've got responsibilities. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. I can look back to AI. It's already have changed. The game has changed. Because the speed of changing in AI right now, it's so high. But it's slow into the speed that will be in the future. In the future, AI will be capable of doing stuff that we can't even imagine. Like, stop talking about ChatGPT. We're going to have something bigger. We're going to have something better, right? I'm not here disrespecting ChatGPT. I know, I'm pretty confident that it will stay at least for 2-3 years. At least 2, 3, 4 years, it will be like 3 years it will stay, right? 2-3 years it will stay. 40 years, maybe, not too sure. It depends on the competition. Because we have a lot of competition. We have Grok, we have Gemini, we have all of these companies that are trying to make their places, And look, you may or may not believe what I say, and you may or may not even care, and you may or may not even know what I'm talking about, which is fine. It's the truth. It's fine. Like you see, you see a little bit. So this is a Rolex. This is one of the biggest luxury brands in the world. So Rolex basically was made because the owner of Rolex, he was pretty much the first in his field, right? So I'm pretty sure that Rolex was made for soldiers to know the time while in war. Imagine, that's why they made a hand watch that you have right now. This is a Rolex. So it's a fake one, but it's real in my mind. So you see, Apple, it was the first to do that. And look, I know everyone is talking about how they're genius marketers. Everything. Cool, I'm cool with that. But I'm saying what it actually is. When Steve Jobs says it's all about the products, it's all about the customers, there is a reason. There is a reason behind it. So don't be stupid. When you see Rolex just uploading videos that are out of this world on their Instagram as marketing, that's genius. That's not just stupid. They're not spending thousands of dollars just to film a Rolex video 3D in water for some crazy video and crazy sound design that I know it will take thousands of dollars just to make. They don't, especially with the details that their watches have. We have this brand, WIT or YT, right? Which is my brand, YT with 4 E's. There's two brands, there's two other brands that you don't see, so I'm not going to speak about. Look, I know you want to be big. And I know that you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. But honestly, you have to comprehend that there's 3 things you have to focus on. 1, if you're not going to be up to date with the technology, you have no chance. Because you're competing against people who have technologies. If you don't like competitions, simply why people go to you, if it's service, product,